Well, hello, my resin monkeys. Real fishnet stockings. 'Tis the mystery of life for most of us resin modelers. This was actually my situation. I have never actually applied real fishnet stockings to a figure before because I knew how to paint them. But apparently some kits do have real fabric that you can add to your kit to make it look more real. I never found a tutorial that was easy to follow, and I had doubts on whether I could really pull it off because they were either too convoluted or poorly explained. And well, the time came when I actually had a commission where it required me to apply real fishnet stockings. So there I went over to Japanese Twitter and finally found something decent. Which, by the way, if you don't follow me on Twitter, what are you waiting for? I follow a lot of Japanese sculptors and artists, so I tend to retweet their stuff all the time. With that said, I stumbled upon a tutorial from the sculptor called Usapi House. He made a lot of Sailor Moon garage kits back in the 90s, and right now he has devoted his time to making a lot of bunny girls. And when I say a lot, I mean he's constantly switching heads between bodies and making new characters out of the same thing. And since he does a lot of bunny girls, he was very generous to share his technique and method to actually apply those fishnet stockings. Unfortunately, it was just images with text in the images, so I wasn't able to translate very much what he was actually saying in the tutorial, but I was able to deduct what he did through the pictures that he posted. What you're gonna see is me applying his technique on my figure. Even though his technique is a little tedious, it does give you really good results. And it requires no sewing whatsoever. I did try my hand at two methods for this, but I hated the result and it was messy. I tried a method where you drilled on the surface to stuff in a plastic string to keep the cloth on. The other one was straight up sewing it and it was disastrous. So firstly, you will need the following: masking tape, regular clear tape, magnets, wood glue, and tool. Regular tool you can get at any fabric store. The magnets I got were around 6mm diameter, which is ideal for the size of this kit. What you proceed to do with them is place two side to side. Make sure they stay like that and not face to face. Take a piece of clear tape and wrap the two magnets. This will maintain the two magnets in place. Rinse and repeat until you have enough pairs that will cover the length of the leg you're going to cover with the stockings. Once you have enough pairs, take your fabric, a large piece if possible, leaving enough slack to cut later. Then try on your magnets. Place one pair below the fabric and the other one on top. Do this to the entire length of the leg. This is so you can tug on that fabric and tighten it and keep it as close as possible to the surface while keeping it in place. I did this as a test before I proceeded to do the real thing. Okay, so we know many bunny girls that have fishnet stockings have that black line on the back of the legs that emulates the seam line of real stockings. So we're gonna do just that. This part can be done by freehanding it if you have a really good pulse. But if you don't, take 3 pieces of tape. I took the curved one to align them into a semi-thick line. I did this because the girl is thick with 3 C's, but you can do a much thinner line. It's all personal choice. I used the middle tape to define how thick my line will be and then just keep the side tapes and mask the rest. Now that I have the guide for my line, I went ahead and painted that line with my airbrush. And then comes the satisfying part of removing those tapes to reveal that sexy line. Oh, yes. Once you got your sexy line done on your legs, it's time to apply that tool. Like in practice, take your piece of fabric and wrap it around the leg. Be sure to place your magnets on the sides of the leg or the inner thigh area. You don't want to place the magnets on top of that line, and you will see why. this is how it needs to look like. Once the fabric is neatly secured on the surface, it's time to take your wood glue and a fine brush. Apply the glue right next to that line. Do this from top to bottom without leaving any small areas without it. The glue will dry clear, so don't worry on how it looks like right now. Once dry, remove the magnets and cut the excess fabric on the side where the glue was applied. Try and cut as close as possible to the line so that it will look like a single piece later. Then take the excess from the other side and wrap it over the side where the glue was placed. Cut the excess and place some masking tape on that edge to keep it in place. Try not to tug too hard, as you could break the glue you applied earlier and you will have to start all over again. Once done, it's time to apply the glue on the side of the line. Just like before, be sure to apply from top to bottom and right next or a little on top of that black line. When dry, remove the masking tape very carefully and cut the excess fabric as close to the line as humanly possible. And finally, just take some super glue on the inside of the piece that will be connected to the body, and you're done! And the results are amazing! This was my very first try, so if I can do it, so can you. You just need a little patience. I hope you found this tutorial very helpful for your future kits. So again, all credit goes to Usapi House for this tutorial and his technique. I just executed it in English for all you guys to see. And for those of you that want to follow him, I left his Twitter handle down in the description box below. I have several videos in line for you guys, so please be patient. I have an awesome review for some color shifting paint. I'm also working on that Princess Mars that everybody's been asking me if I got her, and yes, I got her, so be patient, please. Be sure to follow me on any or all my social media handles, because there you can actually get notifications and updates on all the stuff that I'm working on. And just before I go, I just wanted to remind you all that I am officially streaming on Twitch. Mondays I stream in English, Thursdays I stream in Español. Each stream has a different project, so see you there. As always, give this video a like, smash that subscribe button, and tickle that bell icon for notifications on future videos. Until next time, my resin monkeys, don't forget to take your vitamin C.